All right, today this came across my timeline. I seen Tayk is going to trial for his murder trial 8 years later, bro. Can you believe this shit happened 8 years ago and this guy's just going to trial now? So his ex-girlfriend took the stand today, and it's pretty wild because she's describing everything. She got tears coming down her face. Yeah, let's just get into this shit, bro. I'm gonna just cut out. I'm just gonna start it off, see him walk in, then I'm gonna go to the juicy parts where she points the finger and says it was him and says how the story went. And then I'm just going to wrap it up because I don't think you want to sit around and, this thing's 3 hours long, bro. If we sit and break it all down, we'll be here for 4 hours. So I think I just got to cram it all together, get it out the way.
Was he short or tall?
Tall.
And or longer hair? That you all went to go pick Mark Saldivar up. Do you recall where you all picked him up at?
His house.
Did you pick him up directly in front of his house or down the street from his house?
Possibly diagonal.
Okay.
No, it's crazy because at the end of this today, they were trying to break it down and the defense started questioning her because this is all the prosecution questioning her, getting her to say what they want her to say pretty much. And her plea agreements worked out that if she testifies the way the prosecution wants, she'll get all charges dropped. So, I mean, they charged her with capital murder, dropped it down to tampering with evidence. I mean, you put the girl in the situation. She didn't ask for it. I mean, what do you think she's going to do?
Not directly in front of his house.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I was going to say is supposedly this photographer that they end up robbing and killing has hit on her before, wanted to take like booty pictures of her. She ended up blocking him. Somehow he got access to her through another Instagram or something. And that's what he thought she was hooking up with him to do. Or he thought the photographer that they ended up robbing thought they're going to hook up with her and he's going to go take pictures of her. She shows up with her homies. He changes the plans and like, let's reschedule. I don't want to do it. And I guess that's kind of where it kicked off.
Do you know if Mark Saldivar had anything with him when he got into your vehicle?
Objection, lady.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
He had a bag with him.
Okay. Do you know what was in the bag?
No.
Okay. Did he have anything else with him?
His camera.
Okay.
Objection, lady.
Overruled. Do you know what kind of camera it was?
It was a white Canon.
Now, once Mark Saldivar entered your motor vehicle, who was sitting in the driver's seat at that time?
I was.
Who was sitting in the front passenger seat at that time?
Tamor.
Who was sitting directly behind you at that time?
Jeremiah.
And who was sitting in the middle of the back seat?
Jalen.
And who was sitting directly behind Tamor?
Mark.
Mark was sitting directly behind Tamor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And so after you picked up Mark Saldivar, where did you guys go?
He asked us if we could reschedule for the day and if we can give him a ride to North Star. So I agreed and I said, okay, that's fine.
Okay. And so you were still going to...
So it's kind of crazy. You're going to go pick up this photographer to do a photo shoot for Tay's album cover. Supposedly she was going to wear like white lingerie with pounds of weed and guns, and she was going to be wearing a mask, but it was for a album cover for Tayk. And this guy was going to shoot it, but then later on the testimony kind of changes. But yeah, so they're picking him up, and he changes his mind along the way for some reason. Maybe he didn't like the Tayk, Jalen, and Jeremiah's energy, but something changed.
Give him a ride to North Star Mall.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so, on the way to North Star Mall, what happened?
We hit the light at McCullough, and Tamor took out his gun and pointed it at Mark and asked for his bag. Mark refused to give him the bag, so they all started hitting him, and Tamor was hitting him with the gun, and the whole time I didn't look back But when I did, I saw his face. And I started telling them to let him go. And I just kept screaming, let him go.
Objection hearsay.
And
Whenever that guy says something, she kind of rolls her eyes at him, but how's that hearsay? She's explaining what was going on when it was going on. How's that hearsay? I don't get it.
Jalen opened the door and started pushing him out. And he was fighting to get back in the car. And then they didn't let him in the car. So he went around the car and he jumped on the hood. And then the light turned green.
Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there, okay?
Okay.
So, when you all were at the light on McCullough, you said Timur produced his gun, correct?
Yes.
And who did Timur have the gun pointed at?
Mark.
And what was Timur saying when he had the gun pointed at Mark?
To give him his bag.
And so, once the light turned green, what happened?
He pointed the gun at me and told me to start driving. So I started driving. I didn't know where to go, so I turned into the first place that I saw, which was the Chick-fil-A. Once I turned into the Chick-fil-A, he kept yelling at me to get him off the car. I didn't know how to, so I was just going back and forth really quickly. And then Mark kicked the windshield and Tayk opened the door and shot him.
Okay.
He just
Man, we gives this girl PTSD trauma though. But I mean, if she didn't sign up for this and this shit just all happened right in front of her and she's like at the steering wheel and this fool hops out, boom! Like, that's life changing for somebody. Like, if you didn't sign up for that, that's life changing. Like, what do you think war dudes went through? Like World War II, World War I, Vietnam, like those guys came back different than when they went over there. Unless you got a strong mind. But even then, it still had to change you. It had to.
All right. So when you were in the Chick-fil-A parking lot and Mark was on the hood of the vehicle, who was sitting in the front passenger seat of the vehicle at that time?
Timur.
What did you observe Timur McIntyre do from the front passenger seat?
He shot him.
How did Timur, did he exit the vehicle or did he roll the window down? How did he shoot?
Yeah, he opened the door and leaned out on one leg.
Okay.
It's so crazy. This was 8 years ago. A lot of people forgot about this story. I mean, we didn't forget about it. You know the name, you hear about it. But none of us really knew what happened. And so much time went by, everybody just kind of, more stuff happened. I don't want to say forgot about it, because once someone talked about it, everybody remembered. But the anticipation of wanting to know what happened kind of just faded over time. And now we're to the point where this is the first time I ever heard what happened. I heard about this dude for years. I heard about him doing the race, making the song, all that to help blow him up. I've never heard what happened that day, why he got himself in that situation until today.
Now, do you see the person that shot Mark Anthony Saldivar in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Would you please point to him and identify him by the article of clothing he was wearing?
He's wearing a white shirt.
Thank you. Let the record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant, Timur McIntyre. Now,
This has to hurt her because she couldn't even make eye contact with him. What this tells me is obviously she's telling because she doesn't want to sit in prison for the rest of her life. but it's not something she wants to do. Like, it seems like she was loyal to Tayk at one point. She really fucked with him because if she didn't give a fuck, she would just look over and be, it was that dude right there. She didn't want to look at him. It's hard for her. It's really hard for her.
I need to back up a little bit, and I apologize. When you all were at, where did Mark's backpack end up?
And Jalen had it.
Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit back to the stoplight on McCullough, okay? Did Tamor ever gain Mark's backpack at any point?
Yes.
Okay, and when was that?
And when they were fighting him.
Okay. And regarding, where was the backpack once you all were in Chick-fil-A? Do you know where it was, or you didn't see it at that time?
I didn't see it.
Okay. Now, when you all were at that stoplight at McCullough and 410, prior to that, did you have any knowledge of Tamor's intentions to take Mark's belongings at gunpoint?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but then what did you observe occur?
He was robbing him.
And that's at the stoplight?
Yes.
Okay. When you all, well, I'm the permission, no, I'm going to publish State's Exhibit. State's Exhibit number 63.
It's just crazy to think, like, she was 18 sleeping with a minor. Like, I wonder if they bring that up. I wonder if she says she didn't know he was 16. But other people that got in trouble for that shit, if it was the other way around and it was the man that was 18 and it was a girl that was 16, they would want to say all kinds of shit. But since it's a girl that's 18 and it's a boy that's 16, it's like some weird double standard.
Explain to the jury what I'm pointing at right here.
That's me.
And is that your motor vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And what seat are you seated in?
The driver's seat.
And regarding States 120, can you explain to me what's going on with the back passenger window right there?
Jeremiah has it rolled down.
Okay. Now, after the defendant shot Mark Saldivar in the Chick-fil-A parking lot, where did you go? What happened?
He wanted me to keep driving because he didn't want the cops to get there. So he had directed me through the window to drive, and I went down the access road and took the first left and stopped at a Mexican restaurant.
Okay. I'm going to back up a little bit before we get to the Mexican restaurant.
It's crazy. It sounded like she drove like 2 or 3 blocks. It might have been further than that, but the way she makes it sound, I just went down to the light, made a left, and pulled over at the Mexican restaurant.
Was Mark Saldivar ever shot inside of your black Kia Forte?
No, ma'am.
At any point, did you see Mark Saldivar with a weapon on him?
No, ma'am.
To your knowledge, did anyone else in the vehicle have a firearm?
Jalen.
But who is the only person that you saw with a firearm in the motor vehicle?
Tamor.
And so when you get to the Mexican restaurant, what happens?
I parked the vehicle, and then they started getting out of the vehicle, and then I got out of the vehicle, and they were going through the backpack, and then also going through his wallet, throwing things out.
Okay, I want to back up a little bit. Do you recall who got out of the vehicle first?
Jeremiah.
Okay. And then after Jeremiah got out of, do you know where Jeremiah went once he got out of your vehicle?
No,
Okay. Did he ever come back and meet with you there at the Mexican restaurant?
no.
No.
Sounds like Jeremiah was like, bro, I did not sign up for this shit. I'm out of here, bro. Deuces. I wonder if, because I think this is like the second or third day they have started these testimonies. So I wonder if the other two dudes are going to end up testifying, or where are they at? Like, what are they doing nowadays? I'm just curious. Or are they in jail too?
And then who got out of the vehicle after Jeremiah did?
Tamar.
Okay. And so you said, do you know where Mark Saldivar's backpack was at this time?
Jalen had it.
Okay. And regarding Mark Saldivar's belongings, who did you observe with Mark Saldivar's wallet?
Jalen.
Okay. Do you know if there was anything inside of the wallet?
He had got upset because there was only $10.
When you say he got upset, who are you referring to?
Jalen.
Damn, that's cold. So pretty much you're like referencing that homie's life was only worth $10. I mean, I guess he's thinking it was going to be worth more if they robbed him and got more. But to shoot somebody, try to rob somebody for $10, like, what are you kids doing, man? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Can you please describe to the jury the demeanor of Tamar McIntyre and Jalen Bell at the Mexican restaurant once you all got off the vehicle?
They were kind of going back and forth, and then Jalen applauded him and gave him a high five, and they high-fived each other, and Jalen said he caught your first body.
Damn. These are some wild-ass youngsters, dude. For sure, some wild-ass youngsters. For the other youngster to look at the other one, it's like, congratulations. It's almost like your nuts just dropped. Just got hair on your nuts. You just caught your first body. Caught your first body trying to rob some dude for a backpack, a camera, $10. And then I think they said there was like condoms and lube in the backpack too. Which I don't know what these youngsters. Well, who knows? We don't know how old Mark was. Mark Anthony Salvador. We don't know how old he was at the point of this. Maybe he was 18. Maybe a little older. Maybe he was young like them. Guess we don't know his age. To be upset, there was only $10, and for not Jeremiah, Jalen to be congratulating Tayk that you got your first body. But look what his first body caught him. Capital murder sentence. Like Texas, they give the death penalty. They've been executing people left and right. So this poor kid, by a fucked up decision, young and dumb, running around, just let some situation escalate more than it should have. He just wasted his life. It's fucked up. Fucked up. It's a repeating cycle in some ways. Like, I'm just curious, like, where was his parents? Did they do their job? Was he just a fuck up? Like, what happened? What happened? Let's see if there's anything left. If not, I'm just going to end it there. That's all the juicy shit. I don't want to record for too long because you guys ain't going to watch it. So, what the hell?
Can you describe to the jury how you were feeling when you all were at the Mexican restaurant?
In shock.
Did you ever see what was inside Mark Saldivar's backpack?
No.
Did the defendant, Tamar McIntyre, ever make a statement to you about what was contained within the backpack?
Yes.
What was that?
He said there was a roll of condoms, a bottle of lube, and a whole nother outfit.
Damn, so I wonder if those condoms and that lube were for her while they were doing the video shoot. Because it's way on. I ain't got time to go over it because I feel like I got to say something to everything. But the defense attorney later on said Was it true that you thought Mark was only wanting to have sex with you? And she said no, but then he said he got footage of her telling the cop that they found out that he only wanted to have sex with her, and then it changed the plans or something. So I don't know. That's Donnie's 2 cents. Drop your 2 cents in the comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and trip out on this case, man. This is crazy. I pretty much just got the juicy parts for you. So with that, I'm out. Later.